Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings Competitions. Always a pleasure to be joined by Billy Nelson. I'm sorry about the Celtic Rangers game. It made me quite happy, but did you manage to catch it in between your transit flights?
Well, I never, because I was delayed for 6 hours on a flight from Edinburgh to Turkey on Sunday, and then the flight got cancelled, and we got rearranged a new flight for yesterday at 1 o'clock, and on the way out the airport there was an announcement: the air traffic control's back to normal, the flights are back on again. So it was just a nightmare, and then the Rangers get beat. Oh.
Not the best of starts, but look, we're here now. Saudi Arabia promises big things, and it always seems to deliver. And before we get on to why you're actually here, I know you've got a fighter on the undercard of the open workouts, but I want to talk to you about the main event. We're going to go through it and a few other bits. Usyk Fury. I've seen both men's demeanour yesterday. Tyson to me looks like the Tyson I saw before Wilder won. Viking-like, beard grown out. Read into it what you will. Says he's not spoke to his wife in 3 months. He's locked himself away completely from everything. Usyk, as usual, cold in his approach. Seems ready for it. This time around, what's your heart saying happens?
My heart tells me Usyk will probably win, but no, so my brain tells me Usyk might win, but my heart wants Tyson to win because he's a friend. I think he won the fight a bit more convincingly than what people think the last time, although I do think the extra weight will help him this time.
A lot of people are talking about he needs to impose himself, use his size. We've seen the likes of a Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua go in there with Usyk, and they didn't necessarily manage to do that. Is the key to beating Usyk? You saw in the last fight, he was winning a lot of rounds, Tyson. Let's not make no mistake about it. And he caught him with a few leaping uppercuts where I look and think if you'd maybe just capitalised on it or stepped on it, is that the key for you, just to be more active and to have a bit more venom and spite when he goes for it?
Less carry on, more work. That was the issue the last time. Too much carry on. He's had he's fight. Then he was fighting for all the belts. Now it's just 3 of them. But he needs to be 100% focused.
Daniel Dubois and Jospeh Parker has been made. Jospeh Parker obviously coming off the back of 2 impressive wins against Wilder, and Zhang had to bite down his gum shield in that fight. We know the story of Dubois. What do you make of this fight? Dubois is riding this wave at the minute, obviously off the back of his Joshua KO, but they're now in this position where I think this is an intriguing fight.
Well, since Daniels went to Don Charles, who's a fine trainer, and never really got any breaks in boxing, and I'm absolutely delighted that he has got a break now. He's improved bundles. I expect him to beat Joe because he's more active. Joe's been out of the ring for quite a wee while now, and it's no good for any boxer. But the problem both of them have got is they come and fight Martin Bakole after that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter who wins.
Are you looking at that quite happy, going, we can see a good fight because we know your charge, the big man's coming and he's going to get his opportunity finally get his opportunity. I feel like we've been talking so long to you and doing loads of interviews around other fighters and stuff, and we always bring Martin up because he's a relevant force in the heavyweight scene, and he's ready to take his chance kind of thing. But you must be buzzing knowing we're finally there. We can stop all the talk about when and finally say, look, let's just get it on. We've
got to take care of business against Ajagba. Once we do that, April 22nd, either Daniel or Joseph will get told you need to fight Martin Bakole next. That will happen. Martin will stop either of them.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to that. Bakole's a force, and I think it's good that he's now finally getting that shine on his career and what his talent deserves as well. And you know what, I think I'd like to see him do more interviews and be a bit more out there because he's got a really quirky personality, hasn't he? Do you think we need to see a bit more of him, don't we?
Well, that'll be happening now. He's back home from Congo. He was over there taking care of some business that he had over there, and it took a good bit longer than what we thought it would take. But now he's back. He's solely focused on the date we've been given for the Ajagba fight, so that's his.
Paddy Donovan and your charge, Lewis Crocker, a fight that's been talked about for a long time. I know Paddy was scheduled to fight, I think, a week or two ago, but I think pulled out due to what was reported as an injury. But the fight's scheduled for March, SSE Arena. It's the fight that everyone's been calling for. How difficult was this fight to get made, first of all? Because we've been talking about this for as long as I can remember speaking to you about these two fighting. And what finally sort of got it over the line?
Paddy eventually said yes to the fight.
What, is he not? Because from when I speak to him, obviously he's been like, yeah, I'm more than open to fighting Lewis Crocker. From your point of view, from the horse's mouth on the side of Lewis, what's been happening?
I know for a fact Paddy Donovan didn't want to. No, the last few months previously, maybe a year ago, 9 months ago, didn't want to fight. That's straight for the horse's mouth. Lewis's promoters told me that categorically. But it doesn't matter. The fight's made, and Paddy will get took care of.
How confident are you that Lewis manages to go in there and assert himself? We've seen Lewis in some terrific fights. Conor Walker, great fight. What does Paddy offer that maybe Lewis hasn't seen before? Does he offer something different?
He's not offering anything that Lewis hasn't seen. I remember Lewis has fought all around the world as an amateur. He's had roughly 100 amateur fights, losing maybe 8 or 9, something like that. He's fought many styles. The thing that Paddy's not experienced, that Lewis has got, is the power that Lewis possesses. That's going to be the issue.
You don't expect Paddy to stand up to that, do you?
No.
Well, let's talk about why you are here. Luke Bibby, exciting young fighter on the card, got his call up, and it's a good opportunity to, showcase himself on a part of it's a historic fight week. You as a trainer, when your fighters are getting these opportunities now, boxing, there's so much variety from networks, platforms, but everyone wants to come here. This is where the exposure is, the money is. Must be delighted that he's getting this chance.
Well, it's not necessarily the money. In Luke's case, it's exposure, good for his profile, but more importantly, he's going to get signed with one of the promoters that are out here. Yeah. Whilst we're here, it might even get announced today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
That's good, because we see from a bygone year, like, there's a lot of fighters who go a long time without signing a professional deal. How important is that for them, that they've got that security and they've got a pathway? Because you sell your training fighters and they're waiting for a fight, they're having to do other things like sell tickets. And when you get that promotional deal inked, you must just be like, wow, like, not the pressure's off, but that's that taken care of kind of thing. You got someone who's trying to guide you.
Well, I'm Luke's manager as well, and he's had 7 fights this year. He only turned pro in January.
Yeah. It's a busy year.
This is his 8th fight, and he's done huge amount of tickets in every fight he's had. So, maybe a wee bit less pressure on him now if he gets on good shows regarding tickets, because you wouldn't imagine he'd be fighting at home as often as what he was. But listen, it's up to Luke. It's down to Luke now. He's got to grasp the opportunity. Me and the promoters presented to him, so it's all down to him now.
It is all down to him. The onus is on him to perform. But in terms of him, what's special about him? You've got a terrific stable of fighters who you look after. What is it about him that stands out for you? Has he got that mentality that goes along with the talent? Tell me a little bit more about him.
He's talented. He's got an attitude second to none. Nobody trains harder than Luke Bibby in the gym. Oh, he's ferocious trainer. Ferocious. I mean,
isn't that a bit of a sigh of relief for you? Because we know some fighters, like, historically need maybe sometimes a bit of a kick up the arse to tell them what to do. He's one who you can just program and he's just gone, kind of thing. I
could say something to Luke Bibby and it gets done. I would have no doubts whatsoever that he would do what I ask him to do. Yeah. 100%. Consummate professional. And people say that about the boxers, but he is a consummate professional.
Brilliant. Well, look, just a couple more from me. Away from this, we've seen the schedule come out for next year. There's talks after this main event that if Tyson gets a victory, I know we're going sort of back to front, I should probably ask this earlier on, but there could be a potential trilogy. Do you have any interest in seeing the Fury-Joshua fight now, after seeing the Dubois fight? Do you still have that interest? Some people I speak to say the fight for me is it's not what it once was. They'd have less of an interest. For you, is it still an interest?
Of course it is. Anthony Joshua. We're here today because of Anthony Joshua. Make no bones about it. He changed the whole structure of British boxing. The big, along with Carl Froch, you've got to give him credit as well, with the Wembley shows. And Anthony Joshua is a big gentleman, a big cracking guy, who's done wonders for British boxing, and everybody on this show, the whole of British boxing, should be thankful to that man.
You think sometimes because of the profile and the big you get, you see it, that people get unfair criticism, but I think we saw over even just a couple of weeks ago, he's visiting Watford General Hospital, doing the visits with the kids, and what you do in boxing is important, but the man you are outside of it, I think it does say a lot about him.
Well, the thing is, he probably does a whole lot more than that, that goes unnoticed. I know boys imagine him do things for charity, but you're not looking for praise, so you do it because you're in a position to be able to do it. So fair play to him. But with regards to the fight with Tyson, it's a big fight, but you've got to think that they would have a trilogy where whoever. I mean, Tyson's in a great position if he wins. If he loses, they could still make the fight. But I wouldn't like to see, and I'm not being horrible when I say I wouldn't like to see Usyk versus Daniel again, because but he never won a round. Daniel never won a round against Usyk.
Not the round that they called it a low blow, didn't they? But do you not think he won that round?
Never won a round.
Has he not improved since that fight, do you think, to maybe cause Usyk some problems? And I know people I'm saying this respectfully, people didn't write him off against Joshua at all, but there was a big feeling going in, I think, that there was...
He's always got a puncher's chance, Dan, but I'm a great believer in he's not got a plan B. If he doesn't hurt you and hurt you quickly, he's going to be in a world of bother.
Were you surprised when we go back to the Usyk? I remember speaking to Roy Jones just over a year ago, and there was the talk of the Fury AJ fight, and he says, "Look, that's the fight people want to see. Nobody really wants to see Fury Usyk." Were you surprised of how exciting the first fight was? Because it was ebb and flow at times.
It was a great fight. But like I say, I thought Usyk won it a wee bit more comfortable than what the judges had it. But that was just my opinion. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. I really do hope that, for a selfish point of view, that Tyson wins on Saturday, because if he wins, he fights Usyk or AJ, and it leaves the door open for IBF for Martin Bakole when we fight the final eliminator. We don't give a monkeys who we fight, Daniel or Joe. Martin will beat both of them. It's really, really simple. Martin beats both of them and then becomes IBF champion, and then he's in a strong position to potentially fight for the unification fight later down the line.
That's the dream. Well, look, let's see how everything unfolds. Billy Nelson, appreciate you talking to us. I know there's other people waiting, and we'll catch up after this fight.
Thank you, all the best.